Hi, I'm Jo Moores and welcome to the Jo Yoga Life Diaries. Here at my podcast, we discuss life yogically, as a parent, as a girlfriend, as a sister, as a friend, and we just talk about the ups and downs of life and how we can live a better, more spiritually aware lifestyle. I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher, a children's yoga teacher, a mama, and I'm the founder of the Kundalini Connections online yoga studio. Enjoy the show. Hey lovelies, welcome to this episode of the Jo Yoga Life Diaries. And today we're talking about face-to-face learning compared to online learning. There's been so many online studios that have opened up. With the pandemic, we obviously had to go to Zoom, as all of us teachers pretty much did. We had to find new ways to reach out to our students, and our students needed to find new ways to reach out to us. And so we all took on Zoom or webinars or all kinds of online learning on Teams and things like that. And so it's opened up new ways to learn. But it's also opened up this huge debate as to, well, what's better? To be face-to-face, to be in a room with somebody, or to be at home, private, and have the teacher there on the screen. Now, learning remotely is not a new thing, not by any means. I've had my YouTube channel running for many years now, and with 270 subscribers, which I know is not massive, but those people, they watch my videos, they practice with me, they take on the challenges, and they enjoy it. There's no harm. They get to try yoga in the comfort of their own home. And I think that's a really big thing, is that if you are new to something and you're nervous about going to a studio, or, there are pros and cons, aren't there? You can learn from home and be private, but you also can learn from home and maybe doing it incorrectly. And even though yoga, as we know, you can't do it wrong, there is always the safety aspect, of course. So let's look at both ways. So we're going to start with being face-to-face with your class. And I'm going to talk to you very much from the teacher's perspective, as well as the students, but mainly from mine. And I love being with my students in the studio because the energy is so lovely. The energy, the chat, the banter, the support, and of course yoga is very much a community, and you do get it online. Like, we still were able to have the banter, to have the chat, to have the support online, and it's just about holding the space. And certainly in Kundalini yoga, because we have such a deep tune in, you tune in by chanting the Adi mantra followed by the Mangalacharana mantra. So we have quite a lovely, lengthy tune in. You become really connected. And so I think that's probably one way where Kundalini does seem to really work via online. Still feels very, very connected. And also Kundalini activates the 10 bodies. So you have the subtle body, the 9th body, that's what's activated when you are connecting with people who are not in the same room as you. That's the subtleness of you being able to connect. So anyway, I've gone on a bit of a tangent. So there you can see, so being in a studio with students is lovely because you do have that energy, that immediate reaction. Certainly teaching teens and children, it's better being in the room with them rather than online. But online, I'm a real online advocate now. Yes, because I've got my own studio, of course, but also because it just opens up so much. I was able to learn with, world-renowned teachers that I would never have been able to get into a studio with them. We held the Great British Kundalini Yoga Festival online in 2020, and it was the best one I'd ever been to. And I've been to loads, and I love them. I love the connection. But, I could go into, so say like Krishna Kaur was teaching, and when you've got these really big names at festivals, you're queuing around the block to get in the room. You're fighting for space in the room. You may be at the back or at the side or not have a good view or not here. Of course, with it being Zoom, you could just rock up 5 minutes before the workshop started and you've got a front row seat. She's right there on your screen. And you can connect. You could talk with the other people in the rooms. You could chat. And it was, that was a real bonus because you could immerse yourself as much as you wanted to. You could, go to any workshop you wanted to and know you were going to get in, know there was the space there. And so that's one really lovely thing about online yoga. You're not going to ever be fighting for space in the room. You're not going to be comparing yourself to the person on the mat next to you. You've only got your own practice to consider. You've only got your own limits and your own challenges to work on. You're not watching the people. Whenever you look, for me, if ever I've been in a Zoom class, not as the teacher but as a student, and you look up and you see maybe other people, they're like a long way back from the camera, or they're in the dark, or so you don't really see what anyone else is doing. So for me, it was a bit of a nosy bod. If I'm in a class and I've got one eye open, just seeing what those around me are doing, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm focusing on my own practice and being in my own space. And as a teacher, it's a little bit more challenging. You want to be able to see that your students are okay. You want to be able to see that. And I suppose what I find is that if they're not right up at the screen and I can't see them really clearly, then they're okay and they're in their own journey and they're in their own practice. It's not for me to be correcting. I wouldn't assist so much in Kundalini anyway, because Kundalini, you tend not to assist. You tend to instruct verbally and demonstrate, and then allow the person to be in their own energy field and to work with their own body and their own limitations and interpret it in the way that feels right for them. So assisting isn't a massive thing anyway in Kundalini yoga. So that's not really an issue. Of course, being online is so convenient. All you need is space to roll out your mat and a quiet room and internet. And that's it. It's fantastic, isn't it? You literally, as a teacher's point of view, you would go to your studio, you would light some incense, some candles, you would open some windows, you would lay the mats out, you get them on Zoom, or you switch it on. You get your space ready, you have your own candles, your own incense, and you have your space, but you switch it on, have a lovely chat, teach your class. At the end of the class, you finish and you're home already. There's not the, hanging around afterwards and closing the studio down and locking up and loading your car and, so that side of it, all of my energy I found was used for teaching. And I became a better teacher for it. Don't get me wrong, I was a great teacher before, but some days you are tired, really tired. And you might sit on your mat and feel that you just didn't connect energetically properly. You may have projected your tiredness onto your students. And, so online, that wasn't the case. I could completely, and still do, 100% commit myself to whatever class I'm teaching. And whether it's a live one online or whether it's one that I am recording to put on the studio, all my energy is in that time because it's not being expelled anywhere else. It's not being wasted by loading mats into a car or trying to find out how I lock up a village hall or, any of the other things that steal your energy, that take your time and take your energy. And that's one thing I've really noticed, that since things have gone more online, I can focus and concentrate my energies in much more valuable places. With online studios as well, rather than face-to-face ones, of course, they are 24/7 available to you all of the time. Now, I'm a busy lady, I'm a busy mom, running a business, running a home. Sometimes I might have 5 minutes to spare. Sometimes I might have 40 minutes to spare. And if you're the same, you want to be able to use that time really, really valuable, right. You want to use it right. You don't want to be wasting time. Yoga studios don't always fit in with my timetable. So therefore, an online one, it's just there. It's at your fingertips. It's ready. It's whatever you need. In the Kundalini connections, you go there and they've got filters. So how much time do you have? What do you want? Do you want something energizing? Do you want something calming? Do you want something thought-provoking? Do you want something that's a bit of everything? How much time do you have? Have you got 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 70 minutes? Do you want yoga or meditation? And you just go through the filters and it'll bring up the classes that are for you, that what you can do today. And it's fantastic. And it's literally just, so anything you need is right there at your fingertips for you to use. In that sense, online studios are so much more convenient. They fit in so much more for the busy working mum. Yes, go to the studio and have that connection once in a while, but for your regular practice, the online studio is the way forward. And of course, you can take it anywhere. When you're on holiday, you've still got your practice. When if you're working away on a conference or something, you've still got your practice that you can do. It's all there for you 24/7. And so I'm made up. I found this new way to teach, that I've been able to provide this new service for all of my students to access. And of course, it's there for you as well. It's called kundaliniConnections.co, and it is an online studio. It's not just Kundalini. There is Hatha yoga, there is yin yoga, there are rituals, there are meditations, there's relaxations, and there is everything that you need. There's even training courses on there for you to enhance your life and use your self-care wisely. I'm so pleased you listened today, and give me your thoughts. What would you rather face-to-face classes, rather online, or maybe a bit of both? Maybe a weekly online real life class and something online for those in between days. Who knows? Anyway, share with me. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much for listening to this episode today. Please feel free to leave a review. That's how we share the love, share the magic. And please feel free to share this episode. If you want any more from me and you want to practice with me, then go to realjoyoga.com and get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for your time. Thank you for listening. With all my love and light, I'll see you next time.